The single biggest disappointing moment in my life of something I absolutely did not see at all. And when I was faced with it, just like took the wind out of my body, was when I started joining nonprofit boards and realized almost everybody that was there to network with people, to do shit in the outside world in business, not because they were there for the giving.
Do you have a definition, Gary, of selflessness?
So I think giving, and I used, whether I use selflessness or giving, for me, it's like, what do you want? Right? Like, if I'm going to give, or if I'm going to be something, like if I'm doing something for you, it can't be what I think you need. It can't be what I have to give you or what's convenient for me to give you. It has to be what you want, what you need. The other party, if you're giving, the other party needs that thing. And so that's the part that keeps playing over and over in my head. Like, giving with the two core things I'm fascinated by is people are great at giving when they have something to give, but if the other person doesn't want it, that's not giving. And then much scarier to me, the one that I'm most cynical to, is I'm going to give to you right now because I have something I want from you even if you're strategic and in 3.5 years, there's something I want from you. I don't mind if somebody's thoughtful and can conceive that there may be, I even do that. I do things that it's that I don't expect.
Do you think that's an obstacle in people's giving?
100,000%.
No, in actually being afraid that they're being selfish in their giving?
You know what's funny? I've thought about that a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'd much rather that be the case than the alternative, right? Like, I'd much rather people struggle that they're with how they're giving versus having a loaded gun on their giving. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, for me, I've come to learn that I like admiration. I want a statue. I don't want money, right? And so my selfishness is that I want to be admired and liked and appreciated, and thus I've defaulted into giving, right? In whatever way I think about it. I think it's a very interesting, what's fun, because I know there's a lot of business people here, it's how I market. I think it's all very tied together. It's being consumer-centric, it's being human-centric. I think giving is a really important concept, because I think the way people have it framed is so much more selfish. I'm going to share something I've shared very few times in my life. That's right. Probably the single biggest disappointing moment in my life of something I absolutely did not see at all. And when I was faced with it, just took the wind out of my body, was when I started joining nonprofit boards and realized almost everybody that was there to network with people, to do shit in the outside world in business, not because they were there for the giving. I wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook for a very specific reason. I thought the best way to market is to give, and then ask and not expect. Not give, and then take. When you give, you give. When you're asking, you're asking. Don't be half pregnant in your giving. Don't be half pregnant in your ask when you want to sell something. It just crushed me. And it was like literally the second meeting I ever had. First one was a little weird. Second one, I kind of looked around during it's a 3-hour board meeting. We're trying to build schools in Ghana. And then I'm just listening to what everybody's actually saying when they're grabbing fruit or going for a pee break. And I'm like, fuck. It crushed me. And then I saw it again heavily with when Tom's was successful, the give one, that was very obvious to me. And I see companies doing it all the time. Companies are trying to be good or be more diverse or do the right thing. They're companies. They're trying to make money. And we sense it. But I think we are cynical to big companies. And I think we need to be more thoughtful about individual humans, because humans are hiding. Humans are hiding. And I think if humans understood how life actually works, which is when you have something to give and you give without expectation.